How's it going, guys? So, what I thought I'd do, what I wanted to do today is just sort of showcase my Napoli tactic, really. I'm completely open to feedback and looking to improve it. So, the tactic itself is actually a reworking of the tactic. I'll put the link in the description below. A Sarri tactic for Napoli that I got off of YouTube. But when I got it, it was quite possession heavy. Like the possession stats were getting into the 74%. So I've tried to like bring that down a little bit and got it scoring more goals. So as you can see, we've been scoring threes and fours quite regularly over the past sort of couple of months. We went through a dodgy spell where I had a lot of injuries, a lot of games. Some of these are friendlies as well that I've used to make money, but I had a lot of injuries. But yeah, pretty much it's been consistently high scoring tactic throughout the season. So like we had the 9-0 win against Anderlecht. That was pretty cool. So what I'll do first is before I go through the tactic, I'll just show you the kind of goals that you're going to be getting. Because I think very much that this is the kind of way that Napoli play. So I'm really happy with it. So I'll just show you this and then you can sort of see how the tactic actually plays. Okay, so yeah, so it's a nice short passing in and around the box, and then nice finish. And then yeah, classic Napoli, short passing, quick, and then long ball over the top for the fast forwards. So hassle players, get in and around, win the ball back. Lots of short passes in the defence. And look for those front three forwards. Great. Okay, so how do we achieve this tactic? So we're still in the Champions League, still in the Italian Cup. We can go top if we win a game in hand against Juve, even though they have a much better team than us. Okay, so most of the games, 90%, I use a control mentality. 4-3-3 system, player roles are there. The reason that Gulam is wing back is because he does play in a more advanced position than their right back. So you see Insigne in the tactic that I got this from was used as an advanced playmaker, but I don't think he really is. Advanced playmaker will often end up in these kind of areas of the pitch. Insigne doesn't really do that. He does cut inside, but he also gets in behind as well, drifts into these forward areas. I do sometimes do that because it is a little bit more true to the Napoli tactic, but it doesn't work as well. Callahan is set as a winger because he generally does just stick to that kind of wing and gets down to there and gets crosses in. This would normally be Hamzik, but he's currently injured. He will get into the box a lot, often getting on the end of those crosses. Hamzik has a lot of goals for me this season. He's got 11 goals yet, so he'll get on the end of those crosses from Callahan. Also, Alan sometimes as well will get on those. He's got 9 goals as well. Okay, so Diawara there is playing the Jorginho role. Jorginho sometimes plays that as well. Yeah, let's have a look at the team instructions. So normal tempo, because although they do pass it slowly around the back, it does get quite quick into the final third. They can use width, so we go for a balanced Napoli, always high pressing with quite an aggressive offside trap. I often flip this around depending on how the game's going. Depending if you're playing a really good team, then sometimes much more closing down can be bad because they can just sort of slip through you and you lose your shape. Shorter passing, obviously, passing to space. Because obviously the thing about Napoli is, although it's a possession tactic in the back, it's quite incisive and direct in the final third often. So if you watch a lot of their goals on YouTube, you'll see they come from Mertens, Callahan, and Insigne making runs behind the back four. So I really wanted to. I want to play it out defence, short passing, and work the ball into the box. At the same time, I also want to have those kind of direct passes going through. And what I've tried to do as well is make sure that these guys have try-killer balls, just to make sure. Don't think Alan does. No, he doesn't. But these guys in the front four have try. Zielinski has it. Hamsik has it. I think Insigne has it as well. Yes, he does. Mertens might have it as well. No, he doesn't have it, but he's often getting in over the top. Callahan obviously doesn't have it because we just want him to run down the right. So just to go through some of the more important player attributes, obviously striker, we want him to roam, play short passes but use his dribbling ability, play some risky passes as well, move into the channels to get those through balls. Obviously we want him to roam, cut inside from his position, and play those through balls through for Mertens and Callahan, and also for Hamsik. This guy is Callahan is dribbling literally down the right, get more crosses in, get into that byline, stay wide. So he's like a kind of typical winger, if you like. This is the Hamsik role. So Hamsik has got dribble less because he doesn't have 16 for dribbling. But I've just amended this because it's Zielinski. Alan's role, I don't have more killer passes because he's not so good as a passer. He's actually quite a good finisher. He's scored quite a lot of goals for us this season. Close down more, yeah, and pass it shorter. So this is a key role. Someone just drops in between the two fullbacks and receives the ball, as we saw in one of the goals that we scored. We don't want him to dribble. We don't want him to play through balls. We literally just want him to hold his position, not shoot. I think he's set to play short passes, fewer risky passes is blocked out. We don't want him playing more risky passes, even though he could. And also, all of these players have been trained to have plays 1-2s. Just to get that, because we're playing at a control with a normal tempo. So we want that little bit of extra pace in the final third. Yeah, so that's the tactic. I'll try and upload the tactic. I've never done a tactic upload before, so hopefully it'll work, and I'll pop it in the description below. But for now, if you want to use a tactic, obviously you can see the reason that Koulibaly has a cover in there is because you can be quite susceptible to balls over the top playing a high line. And we found that our defence has been so much better since we've switched to that. Again, that was another change from the other tactic. Another key change was to close down much more. Also change the crosses. We roam from positions. And also I've actually uploaded it to a control as well from a standard. I've changed some of the player roles. So quite a lot of the tactic has actually changed. It's difficult to say whether it's better than the original tactic. It's just more, it reflects what I want to do with Napoli. Like I want to have Insigne running in there. The other guy wanted to have Insigne sort of in there. He wanted to have more possession in these kind of areas. I see Napoli as getting the ball into these areas slowly, but then getting it very quickly and quite direct into these final thirds with lots of quick 1-2s and through balls over the top. So it really just reflects the different things that I want to do with Napoli. So I'm going to make some other videos. I'll make one on how I use the standard and in relation to the control. I'll make some others about just general football manager stuff.